Today we shall discuss formation of alkenes using different methods such as hydrogenation of alkynes or reduction of alkynes leading to the formation of cis and trans alkenes, dehydrohalogenation of alkyl halides, dehydration of monohydric alcohols, decomposition of quaternary alkyl hydroxy compounds and certain other methods which include reactions like Wittig reaction involving phosphorus certain coupling reactions, Kolbe reaction and some of the industrial methods based on catalytic reactions at high temperature. Before that, I would like to mention that alkenes or also commonly called as olefins are unsaturated organic compounds containing at least one carbon-carbon double bond. As I said, alkenes have at least one carbon-carbon double bond. Let us have a look in a model for the double bond. In this model, there is one carbon here in sp2 hybridization state, another in sp2 hybridization state with this single sigma bond. These are representing the lobes of p orbital, unhybridized p orbital, and they would overlap in this manner above and below the plane of this single bond or the sigma bond. So, as a result, the energy of double bond is more than the single bond, but that of a pi bond is less than the sigma bond, and this kind of overlapping above and below the sigma bond is also responsible for different geometrical isomers. Alkenes have the general formula CnH2n. Alkenes are one of the most important simple organic molecules, and these alkenes are also used as precursors or starting molecules for synthesis of a variety of organic compounds that may be useful in pharmaceutical, petrochemical and other important industries. Therefore, it becomes important to know and to understand the methods of formation of alkenes. In nature, alkenes do not occur in free form, they are commercially obtained by cracking of petroleum. Higher alkenes have little difference in their boiling points and cannot be separated by fractional distillation. Therefore, cracking cannot be used for preparation of higher alkenes. As a result, various methods are used for preparation of alkenes. Some of the important methods include reduction of alkynes, the carbon-carbon triple bonded compounds, and elimination reactions of haloalkanes also known as alkyl halides, alcohols and quaternary ammonium compounds. We shall discuss these methods one by one. The reduction of alkyne in presence of a metal catalyst like platinum, palladium or nickel results in the formation of alkane as the final product. The alkenes which are difficult to isolate are formed as intermediary products. You can see one of the reactions showing reduction of alkynes with platinum as a metal catalyst. Though in this reaction, as already mentioned, the alkene so formed is difficult to be isolated, while the final product is an alkane. Partial hydrogenation of alkynes is therefore carried out using specific catalysts or reagents, which result in the formation of alkenes with specific stereochemistry in terms of particularly the geometrical isomers. That is, formation of cis or trans alkenes. The reaction shows a terminal alkyne as the starting material in the center of the reaction. On one side, trans alkene formation is shown, and on the right hand side, as a result of reduction, a cis alkene has been shown. Cis alkenes are generally obtained by catalytic hydrogenation using deactivated catalysts such as Lindlar's catalyst, which is palladium calcium carbonate in lead acetate poisoned with a small amount of quinoline or nickel boride known as P2 catalyst. You can see it here in the reaction. An alkyne but2-wine is taken, and with Lindlar's catalyst hydrogenation is taking place, and the figure in the center shows the metal catalyst surface on which hydrogen is already adsorbed, and this alkyne comes for reaction leading to cis 2 butene, the cis form of the corresponding alkene. Trans alkenes can be formed by reduction of alkynes with lithium or sodium metal in presence of liquid ammonia or ethylamine at low temperature. These reactions are also termed as metal dissolving reactions. Once again, butane 2 is shown here undergoing reduction with sodium in liquid ammonia, leading to the formation of trans 2 butene. We have just mentioned cis and trans 2 butenes, and we would like to show you again a model for these two cis and trans 2 butenes. You can see this is a different kind of a model. This is a double bond between these two carbons, and white ball is representing hydrogen, while the red is representing say a methyl group. Similarly, on the other side also a hydrogen and a methyl group are shown. So, you can see on one side of the double bond one hydrogen and methyl, similarly on the other side one hydrogen and the methyl. So, this is termed as trans 2 butene. The model for cis 2 butene can be represented when the two methyls are on one side and the two hydrogens are on the other side of the double bond. Now, let us have a look how this reaction proceeds. The reaction proceeds via the formation of three important intermediates. You are familiar with these names: vinyl radical anion, vinyl radical and vinyl anion. Due to electronic repulsion in radical anion, the methyl groups prefer to occupy trans positions, which gives stability. This is shown here in this reaction, that sodium, which is capable of donating one of its electrons, and the reaction is shown here. An electron from the sodium metal is used for reduction, and another electron from this one of the pi bonds of alkyne goes to the p orbital of this carbon, which is shown here as two dots, the two electrons in this. As a result, the carbon on the left hand side has one electron in its p orbital. This species is a radical anion, because one carbon has single electron and another carbon in its p orbital has these two electrons representing anion and the other one representing simply a radical. The next step of the reaction is shown. Therefore, this radical once again receives an electron from sodium and it becomes an anion. As a result, into this the further reduction from one hydrogen atom from ammonia is taken from here, and this is giving you a trans butene. Another important and general method for the formation of alkenes is by elimination reactions of haloalkanes or alkyl halides, as are commonly known as. Haloalkanes form alkenes on heating with potassium hydroxide in presence of ethanol, that is what we call alcoholic potassium hydroxide, and the process is dehydrohalogenation, which is in fact an elimination reaction. It can be shown here, a simple alkyl halide with potassium hydroxide in ethanol, which gives an alkene and the corresponding simple HX. Another molecule like this 1-chlorobutane, X can be Cl here, and in alcoholic potassium hydroxide it gives corresponding alkene, that is butene 1 plus HCl. The order of reactivity in these reactions for different haloalkanes goes tertiary most reactive or more reactive, I would say, than secondary, which are in turn more reactive than primary alkyl halides. In haloalkanes, beta elimination occurs, that is hydrogen is removed from beta carbon, carbon which is adjacent to halogen is known as beta carbon. If two beta carbons having hydrogen are available in the molecule, then elimination of hydrogen from either side leads to the formation of two different alkenes. One of the alkenes is formed in higher percentage. Removal of beta hydrogen in these beta elimination reactions is simply shown in this reaction. A simple alkyl halide, the carbon bearing halogen on either side has one carbon bearing hydrogen, and each of these are termed as beta carbon. So, elimination of hydrogen from one of these carbons leads to product 1 and elimination of the other hydrogen leads to product 2. Of these two, product 1 is the major product. This reaction shows another alkyl halide with 2 beta carbons, and we see in this case also 2 products, and one of them is major product is butene or butene 2 in comparison to butene 1. Dehalogenation of dihaloalkanes also leads to formation of alkenes. The vicinal dihaloalkanes undergo dehalogenation in presence of zinc and methanol to produce alkenes. The other dehalogenating agents used for this purpose are zinc, copper couple, magnesium, etc. The reaction is shown here. So, the 2 halogen atoms are on the neighboring carbons, zinc in methanol. So, since it is dehalogenation, so both the bromines go away and a double bond is established between these 2 carbons, leading to formation of alkene. Another example with 2,3-dibromopentane leading to 2-pentene as the alkene. Alkenes are also formed by dehydration of monohydric alcohols. It means removal of a water molecule from a molecule of alcohol by heating under acidic conditions. It is important to have acidic conditions. The monohydric alcohols in acidic medium undergo dehydration, and the commonly used dehydrating agents are concentrated sulfuric acid or phosphoric acid. Besides, alumina, P2O5 or thorium oxide may also be used as dehydrating agents at high temperature. In this reaction, dehydration of propanol is shown with concentrated sulfuric acid at 170 degree, and the product is simply propene 1. Another example for dehydration of alcohols we have taken is of 2-butanol in concentrated sulfuric acid, but the temperature is little less, say 100 degrees in this reaction, and since hydroxyl group bearing carbon has hydrogens on either side, so products corresponding to elimination of hydrogen from either side is possible. So, as we had seen in case of dehydrohalogenation reactions, similarly in this case dehydration reactions of alcohols also different products or more than one products are obtained, as in this case 2-butene as well as butene 1, which is a minor product in this reaction, is also found. This is an example of a tertiary alcohol. Temperature is still less and only one alkene, that is 2-methyl propene in this case, because from whichever side we remove hydrogen we will get the same structure. One of the limitations of dehydration of alcohol in producing alkene involves carbocation rearrangement. That means, the reaction proceeds via the formation of carbocation, which leads to a more stable carbocation via rearrangement, which is responsible in turn for the major product. As a result, formation of an alkene different from what is expected by dehydration occurs. We can represent it in a reaction as follows. A simple alcohol is shown here, hydroxyl group with oxygen its lone pair of electrons, acidic medium, oxygen takes up this proton and minus H2O or a water molecule is eliminated. We can consider as step 2 of the reaction, which leads to the formation of this carbocation, that is carbon bearing a positive charge. And finally, a hydrogen from this beta carbon is eliminated. We represent it as minus H plus, that means a proton from the beta carbon is lost to the reaction medium. So, we can say that the reaction is acid catalyzed. Acid is truly acting as a catalyst and alkene is formed in this way. As I said, mixture of alkenes or more than one alkene, alkenes other than the desired ones are also formed. one of the major reasons for these mixtures is the involvement of carbocation, particularly in case of dehydration of acid catalyzed dehydration of alcohols. As shown in the mechanism in the reaction just discussed, which is an even elimination of the conjugate acid of the alcohol. Since the alcoholic, the OH group takes up a proton from the acid. It is therefore expected and observed that tertiary and other alcohols that can most easily form a carbocation dehydrate most easily. A more stable carbocation means more easily it is produced. Second, simple primary alcohols are dehydrated with difficulty, because the primary carbocation is less stable in comparison to the tertiary carbocation that is formed from a tertiary alcohol. Since dehydration is an even elimination, the Sadzeff rule applies. That means, more stable alkene is the major product in situations where more than one olefin is formed. For example, a molecule of 2-methyl-2-butanol undergoing acid catalyzed dehydration leads to 2 alkenes, 5 parts of one of the more stable alkenes, that is the major product, and the other one in small amount. You can see here on the two sides of the double bond, alkyl groups are directly bonded onto the sp2 hybridized or the double bonded carbons, which are the criteria to look for a more stable alkene among the products. Dehydration, as mentioned already, is accompanied by rearrangement of carbocation intermediate. If the carbon skeleton permits, a primary carbocation would rearrange to a secondary or to a tertiary or through secondary to a tertiary carbocation. That means, the most stable carbocation possible is formed quickly, which is responsible for the formation of corresponding alkene. In other words, we can say dehydration of an alcohol, the acid catalyzed dehydration of an alcohol is simply the reverse of the acid catalyzed hydration of the corresponding olefin. The arrows shown in these reactions, they simply indicate that the reactions are reversible. Alcoholic part taking up a proton becoming this OH2 plus, elimination of a water molecule, formation of a carbocation, elimination of a proton leading to alkene. The overall reaction is therefore actually an equilibrium, and the following conditions favor the formation of olefin. Number 1, a low concentration of water favors olefin formation, and number 2, an increase in reaction temperature shifts the overall equilibrium towards the olefin. Formation of alkenes by heating of quaternary ammonium hydroxides is another important general method. These compounds on heating undergo beta elimination with simultaneous nitrogen carbon bond fission to yield alkenes. The reaction is shown here. In this reaction, nitrogen with 3 alkyl groups and also another alkyl group, that is why quaternary hydroxide, which takes up a proton. The molecule or the step of the reaction can be represented as shown here in this manner, and this NR3 along with corresponding alkene, in this case simply ethylene is the major product. If 2 beta carbons having hydrogen are available, then elimination of hydrogen from either side leads to the formation of 2 different alkenes. This we have been seeing in earlier examples also for dehydration of alcohols as well as for dehydrohalogenation of alkyl halides. However, one of the alkene is formed in higher percentage in accordance with Hofmann's rule. Among other methods, formation of alkenes by Wittig reaction is one of the most important methods. It is basically reaction of aldehydes and ketones with phosphorus halide to yield alkenes. Wittig was awarded Nobel Prize of Chemistry for this reaction. It is the most useful method for selective synthesis of alkenes from carbonyl compounds. Position of double bond in alkenes formed by Wittig reaction is unambiguous. The reaction can be represented with a simple ketone, and this triphenyl phosphine ylide prepared from corresponding alkyl halide. The alkyl halide component is here, this one, and phosphorus carbon bond, because phosphorus has special affinity and its orbitals allow formation of this ylide and stability of this Wittig reagent. In this reaction, Wittig reagent is not isolated. Reaction is carried out in non-aqueous medium with ether as a solvent, and the alkene is produced. You can see here this part, right hand side of the double bond, belongs to the corresponding alkyl halides, and the alkyl groups on the left hand side in this molecule, they are coming from the corresponding ketone molecule. The product so obtained in this case with p double bond O is a special feature of this reaction, and in chemistry as a whole, this p double bond O is one of the strongest double bonds, and that is why this stable compound so produced in this reaction is the driving force for the formation of such an alkene. Among other methods, coupling reactions are another interesting reactions for the formation of alkenes. Coupling reactions, particularly those catalyzed by palladium compounds, have become popular for the synthesis of alkenes. One of the reactions, known as the Heck reaction, provides a method for coupling an aryl halide to an alkene. For example, in the synthesis of a popularly used pharmaceutical naproxen, the alkene reacting with the aryl halide, because of this bromine here, the other part of the moiety is not shown, in presence of palladium as a catalyst, and simply this is being put as a coupling of aryl part and this alkenyl part. Overall, we have considered in this as an alkene in this coupling reaction. Certain other coupling reactions are known as by the name of their discoverers like Stille, Suzuki and Negishi, which involve the reaction of an alkenyl, allyl or aryl halide respectively with alkenyl, alkyl or aryl derivative of a metal or a metalloid. For example, Suzuki coupling has been used on a citronellal derivative for the synthesis of a natural product that is highly active against leukemia. The reaction on citronellal derivative is shown here, this with the citronellal, and in presence of Cbr4, zinc and butyl lithium as base with catechol borane passing through this boron derived product intermediate, and finally, using this alkene here we get capriatriene. Kolbe's electrolytic method is another interesting and important method. The reaction is carried out in concentrated aqueous solution of alkali salts of dicarboxylic acids, which on electrolysis result in the formation of alkene at anode. The reaction is shown here. Sodium succinate, 2 molecules of water are considered to be eliminated. The reaction at anode is shown here, minus 2 electrons leading to the formation of this alkene plus 2 molecules of carbon dioxide corresponding to the 2 carboxyl groups, while at cathode sodium takes 2 electrons and sodium hydroxide so obtained and hydrogen is eliminated. After discussing some of these methods for the formation of alkenes, it will be relevant here to discuss 1 or 2 industrial methods for the formation of alkenes. The most common industrial synthesis of alkene is based on cracking of petroleum. Large alkenes are broken at high temperature, generally in presence of a catalyst, for example, a zeolite, to give alkenes, and smaller alkanes The mixture of products is then separated by fractional distillation, and the method is mainly used for manufacture of small alkenes up to 6 carbon atoms. A reaction is shown here with starting material from petroleum fraction, catalyst it may be zeolite, heating giving this alkane plus alkene, and maybe some other products depending upon the structure of or components of this petroleum fraction. On the similar lines, a catalytic dehydrogenation is also a method for the formation, where an alkane loses hydrogen at high temperatures to produce the corresponding alkene. In other words, this is the reverse of the catalytic hydrogenation of alkenes. An alkane with catalyst high temperature. So, mixture of or different alkenes or isomeric alkenes are produced generally. To conclude, it can be said that today we discussed some methods for formation of alkenes, which included hydrogenation of alkynes or reduction of alkynes leading to the formation of cis and trans alkenes, dehydrohalogenation of alkyl halides, dehydration of monohydric alcohols, decomposition of quaternary alkyl hydroxy compounds, and certain other methods which include reactions like Wittig reaction, certain coupling reactions, Kolbe reaction, and some of the industrial methods based on catalytic reactions at high temperature. In the next episode, we shall discuss physical properties and mechanistic details.